First of all, I think that logistically how we collect this data is going to look a little bit different in each district. And within each district, it's going to be different in each grade level. And so rather than speaking directly to that piece, I would encourage districts to think about bringing teachers, classroom teachers to the table to devise strategies and methods and processes that will best collect this information without impinging too greatly on instructional time. So once districts gather this information, the next conversation will have to be around whether the information they collect is valid or not. And I think it's important to frame this conversation in terms of what in this information can we use to affirm our practices as classroom teachers? What is it that our students are seeing, because they do have a front row seat in observing our practices? What are they seeing that makes us feel as educators affirmed and valued in what we do? But secondly, the next important question is, does it reveal any blind spots in our practice? Items that we maybe overlook in our daily behaviors that possibly we could create goals around. And then finally, districts need to have a conversation about how this feedback will be used. Because feedback is about informing future practices, it fits very nicely into the 5-step evaluation cycle around goal setting. When evaluators and educators have conversations about what in the feedback affirms their practice, but also what about the student feedback can inform future behaviors, it leads to great goal-setting conversations. So our students have front row seats in observing our practices as educators. They can identify some areas where perhaps we have room to grow and we can benefit from that growth. So finally, in answering these questions, I think it's critically important to bring as many stakeholders to the table as possible. Classroom teachers, guidance counselors, secretaries, administrators, anyone who's going to have a role in the process of gathering student feedback needs to definitely problem solve as a district to make sure that this is the most authentic and useful process as possible.